Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. Although this is, we'll give you fair warning. My name is Tobias, and with me, as always, is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello! And today, we are talking about one of the more anticipated movies of the summer, maybe even the year.
Yes.
It's been 8 years since this franchise reared its ugly face. Last, and it was very divisive back then. I don't know if it's gonna be divisive this time, but whatever. Let's just get into it. Today we are talking about Alien Romulus. Whoa! Yeah. It's Alien Romulus. It's Alien again. It's back. Written and directed by Fede Alvarez. And his.
I was gonna say Freddy, but it's not.
Freddy Alvarez. That's if he was from Mexico. I think he's from like Spain or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he's from Mexico. Doesn't matter. And co-written by his writing partner Rodo Sayagues. I don't know how to spell his name or say his name, but whatever. It's an alien movie, so you know what's gonna happen? People are gonna run around a spaceship. There's gonna be like really creepy crawlies. There's gonna be some horror. People are gonna scream a lot. There's gonna be monsters, and then someone's gonna get sucked out into space in the end. That's not even a spoiler. That's just every Alien movie.
That's Alien. That's just what they are.
Yeah,
that's the formula.
Yeah, this is the first Alien movie since Alien Covenant. No, dare not speak its name.
I barely remember what that movie's about, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be, this was kind of sold as a more of a direct sequel to the original.
Yes.
In the run up to the release of this movie, there wasn't a lot of talk about Alien Covenant or Prometheus, which was the new kind of path that the franchise was taking after it kind of died after Alien Resurrection and then became like this weird zombie thing after Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah.
But now it's back. It's back. Fede Alvarez, who was like a fan of old school horror, he brought it back. Just like J.J. Abrams did with Star Wars. It's more, it's more akin to the old ones. There's more mechanical effects and, actual, like, goopy, real stuff. Not a bunch of CGI. There's a bunch of CGI as well, but there's, much more special effects instead of visual effects.
Yes, going back to the roots, more or less.
Exactly. And as a huge, huge fan of Alien... Not really the Alien franchise. I like Alien.
Just the original.
Yeah, I
original.
I love Alien. I love Alien 3. I enjoy some of the other movies. But I I'm one of those guys who's like, it should never been more than one movie.
Yeah.
So I was cautious going into this, like, oh no, another one, and the following like Alien Covenant. This one is Alien Romulus. It felt like the same, feeling.
Style.
Yeah. But then, of course, Fede Alvarez, I like him. The two movies he's made are really good. Actually good. And the whole thing with, going back kind of to being like more old school Alien, not trying to like figure out God and the meaning of life and shit.
Yeah.
I was cautiously optimistic, which almost always bites me in the butt.
True.
True. So, I'm rambling on here. We should just get into the episode, and we're gonna do this the right way. So I'm gonna ask you first. What did you think of Alien Romulus?
I thought it was really good. I had really no issues with it. I liked that it went like we said, it went back to the roots kind of thing. It was much more scaled back compared to what I remember from Prometheus.
Prometheus? Yeah, that was what you call that movie.
One?
Yeah.
Covenant.
Yeah, like
It felt more like the original. It felt more like the first movie, which I did appreciate. Yeah. There were some fan service stuff that felt a little bit unnecessary. But you can't really escape that. I'm sorry. It's just part of being part of a franchise nowadays.
Sure.
They have to. Like, if they don't,
people are
going to be mad.
Yeah. Because what is like we talked about in our summer episode, our summer mega episode, what is actually Star Wars? What is make something Star Wars? And general audiences will say, well, in an alien movie, you gotta have the alien, you gotta have the goopy goop, you gotta have running through corridors, you gotta have the synth or the android, the robot, whatever.
Yeah.
All those things. Which
that wasn't really fan service, in my opinion. That was just, it fits the theme. It does. It does. There were some of the lines that were the bad ones.
Yeah. We'll get more into that later. I mean, it's not.
And
really
it was a little bit. Some parts of what they actually do with the robot and the running through the corridors and shit like that was a little bit. Yeah, come on. We've literally seen this before.
Yeah.
This exact thing. I mean, there was even at one point when, oh my god, what's her name? Rain, main character Rain, stands, just stands there. She looks exactly like Ripley.
Yeah.
With less curly hair.
Yeah.
Like the outfit, the stance, everything is just like the way the scene was lit. It was just like, oh wait, is this like? Did they post a picture next to her? Like post like this.
I'm
made
sure they
everything.
Did. there was even. I might be reading into this since I am a fan of Alien 3. We'll get more into that later. Where I thought like, is this? Oh, it's like this a shot, just a 2-second shot where it's like, is this a reference to Alien 3? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I liked it. It was exciting. It had some nice moments. It had, proper amount of horror without being, stupid jump scare, popcorn scare shit.
Yeah.
I wanted a little bit more of the, like we talked about it when we talked about all the alien movies, or the first 3 or 4 or whatever we talked about.
Yeah.
The whole hiding in the pipes, and the audience can almost see it, but the people in the movie can't.
Yeah.
It was a little bit too obvious most of the times here.
Yeah. I agree to that.
But I like that they tried, sort of. Could have been better in that department. But other than that, I still liked it. It was a good movie.
I don't remember which episode it is, but I just have to because I'm a simp for Red Letter Media. But Rich Evans in some episode, his like when they ask what he thought about it, he says they tried, which is a lot of this movie felt like that. They tried,
Yeah.
A for effort.
Yeah, but with a plus because it's not bad.
Sure.
Couple pluses even, in my opinion. Because I like the casting for the most part. I liked most of the characters. They fit the theme, even though they're a little bit stereotypical. But again, I don't know if you can do too much different, because if you do, you have Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah. Which Prometheus definitely tried to do something different and kind of,
went too far.
Was a nosedive a little bit. And then going back to Covenant, I'll just say that I hate Alien Covenant. I think it's a terrible movie.
I don't remember liking it, but I actually don't remember it at all.
That's what I'll say too. Yeah, I don't remember much of it. I just remember absolutely hating it.
I haven't even rated it. I just pressed watched. That's how much I liked it.
And it was even like, I remember watching Prometheus back when I was a much younger and more optimistic movie watcher. And not liking Prometheus at all, but then after Alien Covenant, it's like, well, at least fucking Prometheus tried something different,
Yeah.
Alien Covenant was just. Well, yeah, this is the Alien Romulus, yeah.
Yes, so that's what I think. I think it was a good movie. I think, A for effort plus, because it actually did something good. Not everything, but most of it.
Yeah.
But what did you think?
I thought it was fucking terrible.
What?
I hated most of it.
Oh my.
Yeah, I liked the cinematography was good. All the effects were cool. I mean, you could literally see that was a person in an alien suit for the first time since 1987, I think.
Yeah.
And it didn't look ridiculous like it does in Aliens. It actually looked scary like an alien.
Yeah.
No, there was a guy in a suit in Alien vs. Predator, but not a lot. So we'll discount that.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't count. No, all that stuff, all the technical stuff, the music, the lighting, the costumes, the sets, all that, great. It was just a god-awful script, terrible. You liked them, but flat, boring characters I didn't give a fuck about. It was so... I alluded a little bit to it here when you mentioned it was a little bit obvious here and there. Everything was so fucking obvious every time, and they didn't even try to hide it. It was so fucking bad. And like I said, technical stuff aside, but... a movie like this, for me at least, when it comes to Alien, lives and dies by the script, by the story.
Yeah.
Like, especially nowadays, like, yeah, you can do literally whatever you want with CGI or with really good sets like this. So you need a really, really good script. And it was, oh, well, scripts always change. Like, the movie isn't the script. No, but here the director wrote the goddamn script. So you can't just say, like, well, the director changed a bunch of stuff. No. He wrote the movie. In my opinion, he fucked it up royally. He
wrote, directed, produced, like he did everything.
Exactly.
It's his movie.
I didn't like most of it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and once again, I am a bit biased, like I said, because I haven't really enjoyed Alien since Alien 3, and before that, I really only liked Alien. I'm one of those annoying idiots on the internet that says, Aliens is a bad movie, and everyone else is like, you're bad, and I'm like, shut up, basically. That's me.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before.
Yes.
You can look it up.
There's a full episode on it.
Full episode. You can check it out. We
somewhere.
We have done more episodes about it on Patreon. Patreon.com/omegacine. Check it out. Literally hundreds of hours of exclusive stuff there. But this time, yeah, when I first heard of the movie, I was like, no, another one. Just give up. You have ruined this franchise time and time again.
We don't need more, really.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's done. Do something else. Make a Dead Space movie. That's what it's kind of felt like sometimes, especially towards the end with some of the body horror shit. But then, like I said, the trailer looked kind of cool. The fact that I like Fede Alvarez as a director, especially as a director of like old school feeling horror. And I even got caught up in the frenzy of it all so much that I bought the goddamn popcorn bucket, the face hugger popcorn bucket. They tricked me. Fucking.
That's expensive.
I know.
It didn't break, right?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's just plastic and metal. It's fine.
No. Because, yeah, they got all the surface level stuff right.
Yes.
But they didn't. It was fan fiction.
Yeah.
It wasn't, there wasn't anything below the surface, really. There was some, family. But that's every movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and barely, to be honest. You had very little connection between the characters, except for, I guess, between
Rain and Andy.
Rain and Andy, I guess.
Yeah. And they tried to do like the other characters, like, there was another brother and sister there.
And obviously Björn and Navarro had a relationship of some kind.
They were a couple. And
Björn was cousin with the other two.
Oh, right. And
they called him cousin, at least, I'm assuming. Was
it Danny? What was the guy who thought he was a
Tyler.
Tyler, sorry.
Tyler and Kay were siblings, and they were Björn's cousin.
And
Tyler obviously had a crush on Rain.
Yeah. But they never explore those characters because didn't time it. I started timing movies nowadays just to see how long they are, but also like how fast they get into certain stuff. I didn't do this here because it was so cramped. We were in a packed theater on a Wednesday
Almost
night,
packed,
which was nice. Nice to see for a movie like this. I wish
And most people were like
in their
25 and up.
Yeah, exactly. It was nice not to have a bunch of teenagers.
No stupid screaming teenagers.
Yeah. But so so I couldn't reach into my pockets, and I was holding the fucking popcorn bucket and everything. So I didn't time it. But it felt like 10 minutes into this 2-hour movie, barely 2-hour movie without credits.
Yeah.
They were right up into the fucking horror. Everyone was running around. The facehuggers were released. The aliens were bursting out.
I think there were maybe 15-20 minutes before the facehuggers actually showed up or like started swimming.
Yeah. And at that point, we hadn't had a time to get to know the characters more than...
Not really,
no.
no.
Rain is really protective of her brother, and her brother is a robot, so why should we really care? It's like...
Yeah.
That was the first thing, because it started up... Well, I told you, 3 seconds in, I was like, 0 out of 10, because the first thing, this isn't a spoiler, it's literally the first thing you see after the title card. They go past the wreck of the Nostromo. Ooh, yeah. It's like, see, it's the Nostromo. I was like, I leaned over to you and said, 0 out of 10 so far. Because it's just like, you're going to start with that. Oh, whatever. But anyway, after that, as soon as we got to meet the characters, Rain, played by Cailee Spaeny.
We still don't know how to pronounce that.
No. And her brother, I didn't recognize any actor except for her. So I don't know.
I recognize Tyler, Archie Renault. He's from a Netflix show.
But then David Johnson played Andy, and he was acting kind of awkward. Felt like he was kind of stiff.
Even though he had a stutter, which was supposed to throw you off.
Yeah, they kind of doing him slightly on the spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just immediately I turned on. He's gonna be the robot.
I mean, it is in one trailer where you see his eyes.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. I was like,
I kind of assumed.
Oh, okay. I assumed they got a sick or something. I don't know. That was the alien was gonna burst out of his eyes or something. So I didn't connect that to being a robot or a synthetic life form, as he says, which was also the second big fan service when he says, "I prefer the term synthetic life form myself."
Yeah,
because that's exactly what Lance Henriksen says in Aliens. It's like, oh my god, are you really gonna whatever? Anyway, but it was I said, Tony, he's gonna be the robot. He's gonna, they're gonna, and the thing, she kept calling him my brother. So it's like she doesn't know he's a robot. Whoa. But then literally seconds later, he gets a seizure because some kids are fucking around with him, and she just runs up to him. He's I guess bleeding out of his mouth. Because there was the white milk blood from Android. And she
mouth or ear.
She resets his chip and was like, oh, you just okay. So, okay, now we know he's the robot. Okay. That's usually because
it take a long while before they usually reveal that.
Yeah, even if they're a good robot, like in Aliens, and I was going to say sort of like in Prometheus, but not really.
Not really, no.
It's still usually a reveal a little bit into the movie, but right away. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the things that they were like, everyone knows there's supposed to be a synthetic in the crew. We're not going to gloss over that.
Oh, they did.
They kind of needed to explain why they need to have him quite early because, why else would they bring him?
Yeah.
I guess, because Rain wouldn't leave him behind, but, they also actually needed him.
Yeah.
They needed a synthetic.
And then it was Rain and Andy, they really want to leave this colony they're on, because, as we know, all the terraform colonies in the Alien franchise, in the universe, they're always terrible, because the Weyland-Yutani, as much as, they've forwarded technology and science and everything, they're a terrible, terrible company. We know this. This is it's common knowledge. So they want to leave for a non-Weyland-Yutani colony.
Yes.
But of course they can't, because they're slaves to the system. which they also like just throw in your face immediately in the movie. Ah, the company is
Literally
bad.
have a guy screaming it.
Yeah.
As they walk.
And then them blatant like, oh, we put in our 12,000 hours. We get to leave now, right? And they're like, no, sorry, it was. And it says like cleared to leave. It says on the screen.
Yeah, she presses a button.
And then she's like presses the like fuck you button and says, oh, the required hours has just been up to 24,000 hours. You'll be allowed to leave in 5 or 6 years. It's like, oh, what? And we're like 3 minutes into the movie. But then she gets a phone call from a friend, and they're like, "Oh, we're cool young people in a ship, and we found another ship, and guess what's on that? Ooh, cryo chambers, so we can actually just leave for this nice colony by ourselves."
Whatever that was called,
Ivana,
yeah, something
like that. Ivaga?
Why the something?
Yeah. So, but we have to go up to this broken down ship up here that just appeared above our colony. It says no connection to Nostromo or anything. I don't know. So they go up there and they're immediately in go mode because like, oh fuck, this old space station the name is Romulus station. Romulus and Remus.
Yeah, it's two-parted. They call it something else, and then one part is Romulus and one part is Remus.
Right.
Whatever.
And for anyone watching this, sorry if I'm picking my teeth. I have goddamn popcorn shit stuck all over my teeth. This is the last time I'm eating popcorn at the cinema. I don't always do, but I did now because I bought the popcorn bucket, and it's all over my mouth. Anyway, and they just immediately, oh shit, since the station is like, it's derelict, so it's gonna crash into the rings of our colony,
eventually.
Yeah. So, 36 hours, but I thought you said we would be fine. Yeah, but we'll be out of here in 30 minutes. Like, yeah, you will. Sure you will.
It's never how movies works, but
yeah.
Sure.
So they're like instantly in like, oh, mission mode. We gotta go. No time to explore characters, explore themes or anything or set up anything so we would care about them other than, oh, I'm feeling a little sick. Oh, why are you sick? Oh, it's nothing special. Holding a hand on your belly. Like, oh, she's pregnant, so now that means we have to care about her, I suppose, even though I barely know her name. But I guess now I have to care. Once again, very shorthand for us to up the emotional stakes.
Yes.
And then the entire movie is just them like, oh, we gotta get the stuff for the cryo tubes. We gotta get the cryo tubes so we can power
it's a bunch of, we have to go that way. No, shit, now we have to go that way. Oh, no, shit, we have to go this way.
And then, would you believe it? Yeah,
get
this
that thing.
This science station was actually where they were experimenting on aliens and facehuggers. Whoa, big surprise! So now they also have to run away from aliens and facehuggers, and it's not just one creepy facehugger. No, it's dozens.
The first number they mentioned is 36.
Yeah, but there's definitely more later.
There's more though, because they realize, oh shit, there's others.
And it's scarier to have more. Like more is always better, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just like in Aliens. Ooh, that movie was so scary. Anyway, and then it's a breakneck speed from beginning to end. They never stop to let anything like marinate or able to digest anything that's happening. Never
they
a
even
moment
do
to
like quick cuts almost so that time passes without us knowing.
Yeah.
Because they went from like the middle of that elevator shaft to just being up, even though the timer in the loudspeakers had like 10 seconds. And they were up in like 4? Not even.
And it would take them like half an hour to climb up there? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Whatever.
How does that work?
Yeah. So I couldn't care about anyone.
No.
And it was a roller coaster ride. It was whoa, look at that. Oh shit, whoa. Oh my god, creepy alien. Oh my god. Ew, it's so gross. We actually see the big penis thing in the on the facehugger going down people's throats. Ew, gross. Wow.
Ew, cool we see effect. The sack and it looks like a vagina being penetrated.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, he literally shoves a dildo into the vagina. Ew, whoa, gross. And it kills him because, that is like a visual theme in all alien movies, sex and death.
Yeah.
I mean, the the whole premise of the original one was, well, first of all, truckers in space. What happens if, this scary monster comes aboard and you don't have any weapons or anything? But then with the design and H.R. Giger's drug-addled brain turning it into this psychosexual, horrific fucking nightmare rape fantasy thing.
Yes.
Because everything about the alien is very penetrative, very sexual.
There's every shape, everything is very sexual.
So they had that all over the place. But I mean, it was so, like I said, in your face, on the nose. Like I said, it's not like, ew, it kind of looks like a penis, looks like a vagina. No, he's literally shoving the dick into the vagina and then it kills him because sex and death.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. It was so fucking, it was just, they just plugged in all the things like, we need this, we need this, we need this, and we need this, we need this. Without ever thinking, why do we need them?
That's true, yeah.
So, on a surface level, yeah, I enjoyed like I said, I enjoyed the technical stuff, I enjoyed all the goop, I enjoyed the super gross body horror. The last 10 minutes were pretty good. But that's fucking it. Maybe I'm being overly harsh, but
I mean,
I just
it's not Alien. It's not the first Alien.
No.
It's not even close, to be honest.
And like, look at
it did raise some questions though within which is not a good thing really, but it raised some questions for me regarding the Alien universe, because apparently this is supposed to take place between Alien and Aliens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. 20 years after Alien, so about 60 years before Aliens.
Yeah,
I think something like that.
But that made me like, my timeline is way thrown off now because I haven't seen the other movies since we did that episode, which was
like 2 years ago.
2 years ago or something. And I didn't have time to rewatch all of them.
No, I didn't. I haven't rewatched anything.
I know that Prometheus is a prequel.
Yes, it takes place roughly in our time, like 100 years from now. Not even that. No, it's like 30 years from now.
And they run into the Prometheus people, the giants who like gave humans the ability to be humans. Yeah. And then realized, shit, we made them too powerful. We need to kill them.
Yeah.
Humanity
was a mistake, which is a cool idea.
Yeah.
And, the signs, they were pointing us towards this thing, because it's going to be the next evolution in human life. Turns out, no, it's just a giant weapon to kill humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting idea. Sure, yeah, definitely. But
it came after, so it's not... I don't like when they retrospectively creates things to, like, I don't know, justify it.
And like, ooh, this explains what the space jockey was in the original. I don't care.
Exactly. I guess this had something to do with that, which just made it more confusing.
It was, I liked, that was the one aspect I kind of liked about this, that they did kind of bridge the Prometheus trilogy, which I would call this now a trilogy. The Prometheus, I guess, Alien. Some people have done like fan cuts calling like Alien Paradise Lost. The Prometheus trilogy, Prometheus, Alien Covenant, this is kind of its own little bit of trilogy, but it now connected more to. This was kind of a connective tissue between Prometheus and the original Alien movies.
Yeah,
because they mentioned, what Mr. Wayland was doing, his quest for eternal life, which is the thing in Prometheus.
Yeah.
That one being not sex and death, more, life. And the horrors of life, basically. The horrors of evolution. And a bit of religion mixed into the whole thing, which never really went anywhere.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, and in this, there's no religious themes, no real, questions about life or evolution or anything. Yeah, well, except they
don't really have time to get to that.
No, they mention shit. We haven't really spoiled anything yet, but I don't want to talk too much. But
I mean, we're at 29 marks.
We're 30 minutes in already. Jesus
ish.
Christ.
I mean, the first 4 minutes are cut out, I guess.
Well, we're about 20 minutes.
So we're 25 minutes in.
So yeah, sorry about being all over the place, but I have actually given you what I think about the movie. That's all I've been
true.
running about.
So, you know what? Let's do the spoiler warning so we can continue getting into the details and actually talk about stuff.
But like I said, you liked it
it was fine.
As more of a casual fan, I suppose, of the franchise. You liked it. Yeah.
Yes.
Me as a, and I'm gonna get flack for saying, but I'm a hardcore fan. Oh, you don't know this, you don't know this. Doesn't make you a hardcore fan. No, but I've been a fan since I was like 7 years old when I saw the first movie. I literally signed my when I was quitting elementary school. We had to because we were changing schools, so we were leaving like letters and stuff. I literally finished my like goodbye letter with instead of saying Ellen Ripley, I said, "This is Tobias Widén, last survivor of Nostromo, signing off." And I was 12 when I did that, so you're
one of those nerds.
I've been a fan for a long time.
Yes.
Anyway, I hated it.
I mean, we're gonna get to the point where I didn't like it as much, but I'm able to separate it a little bit more than you are, probably.
Yes.
Which is why I can enjoy it in a different way.
Yes, absolutely. So,
but I agree. Part of the alien universe, it's just dumb.
So that's it.
But spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Details will be spoiled.
Yes.
If you haven't seen the movie, pause, go watch it, and come back later and tell us what you thought in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So when everyone dies in the end.
So when everyone is dead in the end. Well, they are, but I didn't actually have a point to go by there, but yeah.
No, I just wanted to say it.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, the first question I need to ask is what the fuck is with the child, I guess.
Well, yeah. You want to start with that? The literal end of the movie?
Yeah. Where do you want to start? That's the one that's bothering me.
Okay. No, I don't remember what I was like hesitating to say before we went into spoilers.
We'll get to it probably.
Yeah.
But because the child, I think it's actually listed as like offspring or something. Wait, I need to pull it up.
Oh yeah, I remember what it was, and it has to do with that because this one.
Yeah, his offspring is his name. The character name is Offspring.
Yeah, the one thing that kind of goes into like the horrors of evolution. The very body horror, like how disgusting the human body is. So like like how like this fleshy thing is gross.
Yes.
Yeah, because we get a little bit of insight into Mr. Wayland, who started Weyland-Yutani, or he started Wayland, which became Weyland-Yutani. He was looking to extend his life because he's dying in
we
Prometheus.
Have heard in at least one other movie.
Yeah, it's a big thing in the Prometheus. He thinks he's going to find the answer to like, what is the point of humanity? Like why are we here?
That was not in the original first 3 movies, though, right? It's not even mentioned.
No, that is just, and it's kind of funny because that is much simpler. It is just what it would be like if this parasite attached itself to you and literally impregnated you with an alien.
Yeah,
and the horrors of that. It's body horror.
Yeah.
And it isn't really deeper than that.
Until Prometheus.
Yeah. Like you said, James Cameron definitely attached, which he always does. He attached a lot of themes of motherhood, which works because you have the queen and the giving birth and shit, very violent birth, stuff like that. So that works. That's the part of Aliens I do like. And then the third one, is the third one is more about like hope, but mixed in with the whole motherhood thing. I mean, once again, Ellen Ripley having lost her daughter, and we'll get to the whole Twitter discussion about that as well. Yeah. Her daughter being, because we're going by the theatrical cuts, her daughter being Newt from Aliens and losing that little bit of hope she had in the end of Aliens, that being completely ripped away from her in Alien 3. And then the only thing left in her life that's literally the only constant. The only constant in her life for so long has been this parasite, this alien. And in the end, she's about to give birth to an alien queen. And so she has to, in order to, she has to give up her child in order to save humanity, basically. And that's why she jumps into the fire in the end. Very, very thematic, very beautiful. people who don't like that movie
didn't understand
they
it.
don't. I'm going to be one of those people now, and I hate those people. But I'm going to say, yeah, you didn't get it. You didn't get Alien 3. Alien 3 is a fucking masterpiece. Fuck you. Sorry, I'm very amped up. Yeah. This one gets a little bit into that, like I said, because the original idea then, from Prometheus was, evolving humanity. And somehow the xenomorph is going to do that. Original idea is, of course, using it as a biological weapon, but that got kind of changed. And that's where this ties into both Prometheus and Alien, because now Weyland-Yutani, they're probably going to use it as sort of a weapon, but they're also going to use the DNA from...
Or at least they're working on it.
They're working on it. A way to evolve humans to actually survive in space. Because they mentioned, like, people are constantly just dying in all our colonies because we're not fit to live outside of Earth.
Yeah.
It's
like, even though we're terraforming, we're not recreating Earth's environment perfectly, so we need to evolve humanity to fit these conditions.
Yeah, so that's...
And let's speed it up by adding xenomorph DNA.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to create a alien-human hybrid, which is also a little... I don't think it is, but it's a little nod to the whole colonization arc, the big arc in X-Files, because they want to create alien-human hybrids.
Right,
so that the aliens won't kill everyone when they take over in 2012. So now they have this prototype that works, well, sort of works on rats.
Yeah, we get to see that it's not finished.
Yeah.
The people in the actual movie don't watch that far into the security footage and don't actually. And I mean, hey, one of the cameos, I guess, is
in Holm.
Rook is in it.
Yeah. Which is
the original.
Yeah,
he's from the first movie, right?
Yes, he's called Ash in that one. Ash is a goddamn robot. Yeah. He shows up and gives them all the exposition. He's the Basil exposition here.
They put him as facial and vocal reference.
Yeah, because I don't think he did it. I think they deep faked his face, because that was obviously CGI face on another person.
Oh wait, he's dead.
Oh right. So yeah, they probably deep faked his voice a little bit. With a voice actor. It's
Daniel Betts who did facial and vocal performance.
Yeah.
Oh, it's him. I recognize his face. I don't know from. Well, he's Burgermeister in Fury.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so he talks about how they've synthesized a cure for humanity, basically.
Yeah.
So we can survive in space. And one of the last survivors is, she's mortally wounded, the pregnant lady. She's mortally wounded. And she's like, I'm not going to make it. It's like, yo, you're going to make it. I'm just going to go back and get my robot brother for some reason. Even though I left him behind. And we have literal seconds.
That's the only, theme. Her not wanting to leave anyone behind is her thing. That's, the only thing they have constant with Rain.
Yeah.
Because the half of the reason they leave is because she's accepted that she has to leave Andy behind, but then as they work together, she's like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't leave him as well. I've left everyone else now. I can't leave him too.
Yeah. But then this lady, she's like, I'm not gonna make it. So she injects herself with the serum or whatever it is.
Which I didn't realize she heard that part and understood that's.
I think they talked about it.
That would have been a possibility.
They talked about it while
she was basically
dying.
Unconscious by then.
Yeah.
So how did she?
Through the movie magic, she understood.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so she injected herself, and it seems to help because she gets to the ship, but then of course, she starts evolving. But since she's pregnant, her baby evolves, and she gives birth to this super weird and gross, gangly. Kind of looks like Jack Skellington without clothes.
Kinda. with Prometheus dude's face.
Yeah. And there were a little bit some visual references to the capsule that they used to release the DNA in the beginning of Prometheus. It's a thing. It's the black goo. It's the creation goo.
Exactly.
So her baby gets covered in creation goo and spurts out of her in 10 minutes and becomes this huge thing, this like
giant xenomorph humanoid
thing,
hybrid thing,
and she starts lactating goo, so baby comes back from mama's milk. Is so gross. I like that part because it was
disgusting.
Yeah, it was visually.
Thank God they didn't actually show too much of that.
Yeah.
That would have been too much. And I mean, enough with them showing like from a nice angle of the birth, at least. It's not. But I was just another fucking movie where they like make birth look terrible. They're just scaring people.
I almost
like,
leaned over to you. Was like,
women,
you want to have babies?
Go, like, no, this is like, I think it's the 3rd or 4th movie this year that I'm like, yeah, this is why I don't want to have babies. I don't want to give birth to something like that.
Yeah. And like, and the thing is, like, all these things I'm mentioning now, which is kind of cool, and all the giving birth to a monster, and you changing and baby coming back, and it's sort of like, not just, you nurturing the baby, but it like sucking the life out of you. It's really cool. Even on a slightly thematic level, problem is it happens once again over the span of not even 5 minutes.
No, and it's the last thing.
Yeah, like, it goes so quickly. It never stops. And another thing that's so indicative of the fact, like, they were just rushing through this. Like, we gotta get through this.
Yeah. But it was almost 2 hours long. It feels like they should have been able to put in more details, more emotions. Honestly, cut out a couple of people and focus more on, like, I mean, like Björn and Tyler could have basically been the same person.
Yeah.
Navarro and Kay could have basically been the same person. And then, you need Rain and Andy, obviously.
Yeah.
But that would have worked. That would have been enough.
But also, remember in the original, when you first have them waking up, realizing, oh, shit, Mother, the ship AI, she woke us up like 8 months too early.
Yeah.
Because, they had the signal, which is their, the secret mission that the Nostromo is, they're there to pick up the alien. It's like, they wake up, they have breakfast. We kind of get to know the characters through the way they talk. The dynamics between the different people. The guys who work down in the engine are kind of, they're sticking to their own. A little bit rough. Yeah. And then the fucking stuck-up bitch is like, she's not really into the conversation, and she's the one who notices, like, ooh, Mother's calling for you, Dallas. Yeah, that's the captain. Yeah, Captain Dallas. Yeah. And the whole thing. Oh, it's just for my eyes only. It's not like the characters are like super deep in that movie. I'm not gonna like say like, oh my god, it's such a deep character driven thing, even though it is definitely more character driven. But we're given time to get to know the characters.
Yes, and they're giving us cues at least to who they are and what their part in this will be.
Yeah, and like we said, this movie does that as well, but it is during like them running and it's not that they ever stop to like have conversation. It's just like, oh, we're going up to the ship. Oh, we have to get the thing. Oh shit, monsters are attacking. We gotta run.
Because they only have one scene where they have an actual conversation, I think.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, and honestly, I have a question regarding that.
Mm-hmm.
They just randomly have that cargo ship. Mm-hmm. One of them is, I guess, in charge of it.
Yeah.
Like, and they're supposed to go and pick up space debris.
It's classic, they're like space, like
garbage trucks.
Garbage guy. Yeah, they salvage like old stuff and.
Are they allowed to just like ascend whenever the fuck they want?
That's one of those things. They gloss over it. In my head, it's just like the guy, Tyler, I suppose, he owns the ship, and he's contracted by Weyland-Yutani to pick up trash and, like, mine some stuff out in space. So it is his ship. He can just leave if he wants to.
Then why the fuck hasn't he left earlier? Like,
because that ship...
he hasn't found cryo chambers.
Yeah, his ship is not made for deep space travel.
No, they're not able to survive for 9 years on that ship unless they're in cryo sleep.
Exactly.
Because I was like, if it's just 9 years, like, come on, you can do it.
But no, they don't have the cryo chambers, and they don't have enough like air/food to live on that ship
that's
for 9
true.
years.
That's true.
Yes,
if it had been another like proper ship, then 9 years would have been fine, probably. But like, it's not that kind of shit.
Yeah, and technically, like I said, Rain and Andy, and probably Bjorn and Navarro. They're, I think,
and Kay, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're also not allowed to leave because they have to put in their hours, probably.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
It's probably just Tyler who's technically allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants with his ship.
Technically, probably can't.
But they don't mention it.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. We just know that Rain and Andy, specifically Rain, is not allowed to leave.
Exactly.
Because she's still contracted by
Wayland Yutani.
WI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Wayu, I think they
Wayu,
call it.
yeah.
As an what did you call it? Jordbrukare. What did they call it?
Yeah, they were
in English?
Agriculturalists, I suppose.
Yeah, but then she got like rerouted to mining.
Yeah, which kills everyone.
Everyone dies in mining. So then, as soon as they get a new one, oh, perfect, we can put you in mining, and you'll die off, so we don't have to pay you to be able to leave.
Classic, corporations
Bad
hate
corpo,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very cyberpunk, very sci-fi.
That's basically all we know about the characters.
Exactly.
We have that one conversation in his little garbage truck thing where he tells Rain about his plan. Luckily, they, figured out that there were 5 cryo chambers. They were like, yes, we can bring Rain too.
Yeah, and they need
and
to bring
perfect
Rain
because we need Andy.
They need Andy, and they know that Andy won't go without Rain, and Rain won't leave Andy behind. So
exactly.
Yeah,
and then we get to Kay mentions, oh, my brother. He finally. Whatever, so we know that they're siblings, and then Tyler literally calls Bjorn cousin, and then we see Bjorn caring for Navarro, so we're like, they're a couple.
That's it.
That's it
in
for
getting to know
2
the
minutes,
yeah.
I think. And then lift off.
Then they leave for the mission, yeah. And then it's all the mission. We have to go, the mission, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I still don't really understand. Like, we were an hour into the movie when I looked at my watch the first time. And I think that was just after Bjorn and Navarro locked Tyler and Rain and Andy on the space station.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how that took an hour.
I don't know either. But I was going to say, yeah, it feels like everything is going so fast. And the original, you have them. They sit down, they eat breakfast, and we get to know the characters a little bit. Then Dallas gets the message that we were woken up because we have to go to this place because there's this SOS out here in deep space. Ooh, whoa! And then there's a discussion like, well, we as the engineers, we don't care about that. We just want our cut, and we will go home. And there's a little bit of dispute when it comes to money, and they're all sitting down, and it feels like, they've been awake now for like a few hours. It's not like this, which is almost like in real time, it feels like.
Yeah, even
it
though
more or less is, except for the end.
It is more or less. Yeah. Like when they say, we have
47 minutes.
But the timer changes at one point, and they have 47 minutes or something.
Yeah, because the station is knocked out of...
it's literally about an hour into the movie.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So we have about...
It could have worked in real time. However... minutes and seconds are counted very strangely in movie time
towards the end. Yeah, exactly. But then in the original, they go down to the planet to see where the signal is coming from, and it's they're slowly exploring and like, oh yeah, there's a ship here on this ancient planet.
Yeah.
They literally say that when they check the atmosphere, it's like, yeah, it's almost primordial, like nothing can survive here, but there's a signal here and there's a ship here, and they explore, and that's when they find the big... They find a humanoid, a dead but humanoid life form in the chair with a weird thing sticking into it, but it's almost like, something came out of it. Weird. And then they find something underneath, and it's a bunch of eggs or something, as he says. And then, whatever his name is, I don't remember.
One of them.
Yeah, he gets the facehugger attached to him. So they bring him back to the ship. And, well, the ship was damaged when we landed, so we're in dry dock anyway, so we'll just wait and see what happens. We can't just remove it. They try to remove it. That's when they realize it will literally kill
yeah.
him, like strangle him to death, and also this thing bleeds acid. So we'll just have to wait. And there's this lull when like they don't know what they're nothing they can't do. They're completely helpless, just waiting for this thing.
They have to fix the ship. They don't know how to fix him yet. So they're literally just waiting for things to get fixed before they can even try to do anything. Yeah.
And then the ship is able to leave, and they're like, "Oh, finally, we're off this godforsaken planet, but we still have, the thing stuck to Kane's face."
Right.
I think it's Kane.
But at the same time, they're like, "Well, if we get him to the home planet, we can maybe get help from the actual doctors and scientists and whatever. Like maybe they can do something."
But then, of course, it just releases, and they find it dead. It's
escalates.
like, "Oh, I guess we're fine." And they sit down, have dinner, and then all hell breaks loose. About an hour into that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there is this slow chase / trying to escape. They're like, we need to find it, but really just so we can stay away from it.
Yeah.
And it just, one by one, slowly kills off the entire crew in these weird sexual ways. Until there's only one left. And here, everyone is dead! There's 3 people left immediately, and then the third person of those 3, he dies as well, and now there's only Danny and Rain left.
Andy,
sorry.
I honestly thought Tyler would come back somehow. Like
he was stabbed in the chest. He's not surviving.
No, well, the shoulder more or less, and like the same way Kay is somehow alive, even though she was also.
No, she was just
stabbed.
It was just maybe she was, but she was grabbed, stabbed, whatever. But then we do see
they made her into supposed to be hibernation stand.
Yeah, we do, however,
I guess
we do. Jesus Christ!
What the fuck, dude?
Something touched my leg, but it was just a thing.
That's the face hugger.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, that was scary. That's a clip. It was just a thing I had on next to me. It was the thing. Sorry.
Oh God.
I don't know. I feel almost like on edge because the movie was so like my heart is pounding. So that made me scared.
You know what it is? It's the face hug. I mean, the face huggers were kind of terrifying.
Yeah, they're always
disgusting.
creepy. They're so they're like spiders.
They're like spiders.
Yeah,
but like worse almost because they won't give up.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they didn't react. That they reacted to like temperature and sound.
I'm sure that's on some sort of
sometime.
fan wiki, alien wiki, whatever. But in the movies, they've never mentioned that before.
Right?
Yeah, no. But that's
it made for a cool scene.
Sure, yeah. They walk slowly through the cooled or heated the room, so it was body temperature, so if you move slowly they won't notice you. Yeah, it was cool. Sure.
Then you have corpses scaring them, and then you have to run.
Yeah. Run.
That was a cool scene.
Sure. But
I just figured out why the first hour took so long and nothing really happened. It's because they spend so much time in that chamber where they're getting the cryo fuel.
Yeah.
That room takes
so long.
So long.
Yeah.
That's why that first hour is so empty but so long.
Yeah. No, but back to the original. It's slow and methodical.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, reminiscent of how the alien works. It's slow. There's bursts of violence, and then it slowly grows into its own size over the course of pretty short amount of time, and then it's ready to kill them. But here, I mean, it's literally Navarro gets face hugged, and then it bursts out of her in minutes.
Yeah,
after she's been impregnated.
It's a bit too fast.
Yeah, that's like a day in the original.
These face huggers are genetically engineered in the lab, so they are not,
I guess,
original xenomorphs.
Sure, but that makes them just less creepy, I think.
Yeah, it's a little bit too fast. Which is the same issue I had with the Offspring. It aged in seconds, basically.
Yeah, it went from.
I mean, sure, the aliens, the xenomorphs also grow pretty quick.
Yeah.
But, it felt like minutes, not like an hour at least.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and there was never this. We never had those transitional scenes where like, oh, time has been spent doing nothing.
Exactly. There was no. Oh, they were sitting down and having a breather.
Yeah, no, it was constantly rushing towards the next thing.
Yeah.
And that's
the few times we had time skips, they didn't make sense.
No, exactly. In the end, and that is also my big, because I wasn't since they were saying they were going back to the roots, I wasn't expecting this to have these big lofty like ideas about life and religion and stuff like that. I was like, it's just gonna be a creepy crawly alien movie, and I'm fine with that. Even though I'm like, you already did that perfectly in the first one, but if you're gonna do a sequel, that should be the sequel then. Fine.
I also expected one facehugger turning into one alien.
Yeah.
Not approximately 30 aliens running around.
Yeah. But they even fucked it up because it wasn't slow and methodical. It was so it was so panic inducing. Not in a good way though. Not for me at least.
No, the it was too rushed. I agree with that. I mean, the dude next to me literally had his leg bouncing constantly because I think he was so like stressed out of it.
Yeah, and it was something. Maybe it was just. It felt like everyone just immediately left when the movie was over.
Oh yeah.
Usually, some people sits to watch it. Everyone just got up and left.
Most people, yeah.
And we left. I've never left. I mean,
you stood up almost before the lights turned on.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I recently talked about it on Twitter. Like, I never walk out of a movie. Because if I don't finish the movie, I can't, talk about it. That's my one rule. You gotta finish it.
Give a fair review.
Yeah. If you hate it, you have to at least finish it so you can talk about it.
Hate on it properly.
Exactly.
Or hate on it with like a
conviction. You have
you actually watched it. You're allowed to have an opinion.
Exactly. I don't even go to the bathroom. I usually make sure I don't have to, so I don't have like, ugh.
I've done that once and it still haunts me.
Yeah, the one time I left to go to the bathroom was when I saw The Desolation of Smaug, the second Hobbit movie, because I was just so fucking done with that movie, and I had to pee.
And also, it's very long.
Yeah, and I had to pee for like 20 minutes. And I was like, "Fuck this movie! I'm going to the bathroom." But here, I was seriously contemplating. Like, just leaving. I was like, I don't give a fuck about this. I know exactly what's gonna happen. And I'm not enjoying any of this. I just want to leave. But I was like, I can't.
I kept thinking, maybe it gets better. Maybe we get that one thing that I want. Maybe we get to that point. But no.
If I was just watching this to enjoy it, and if I was alone, I might have left.
You wouldn't have finished it.
No, I might have left. Maybe I'm being a bit hyperbolic, a little bit dramatic, but there was a huge risk or a huge chance that I would have left that movie and never finished it because I just did not enjoy it.
I thought it was still exciting, a little bit rushed, and like if you're trying to put it into perspective of the rest of the Alien universe, kind of dumb. I did, like we said, I liked the connection between the Prometheus dudes and what are they called?
Engineers.
Engineers, right.
The Jesus people.
Yeah. Though I don't think I would have made that connection properly if I hadn't watched oh god, I don't remember which channel it is, but I literally YouTubed what you need to know before you watch Alien Romulus. Like Watch Mojo or Screen Rant or something.
Yeah.
One of those just like 10-minute videos. This is what happens in these movies quickly that you might need to remember before you watch Romulus. And they mention the engineers and them creating the xenomorphs as a weapon to end this failed experiment that humans basically are.
Yeah.
That's how I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why this dude looks like them.
that was another thing that people said, like, well, this is more of it stands on its own, so you don't have to rewatch any movie. I don't think you would have to, but there are details where you're gonna like, what is this? What are they talking about? Not enough to ruin the movie if you're enjoying it, but there are definitely things that like make you go, oh, if you know the backstory.
And if you don't know, you're going to be very confused towards the end, I think.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean the life form? Like, they called it even Prometheus fire, right?
Yeah, but that's just referencing Greek mythology.
Sure, but it's also
brought fire to humans,
It's also a bit of a reference to the engineers in the Prometheus movie.
Yes.
And the whole humanoid thing about it will be kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. It would be like an Easter egg lost on you.
Yeah.
Oh.
A very obvious Easter egg that unfortunately gets lost.
Yeah, but once again, just going back to everything was so, every Easter egg, every little reference, everything was so obvious.
Let's mention some of the specific ones, like when Andy kills the last xenomorph.
Yeah, he jumps down on it with the pulse rifle. First of all, they have pulse rifles. They kill they kill like 12 aliens in the end in a big like, and it makes that
cool
sound.
Scene.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, okay, this is what I don't like about aliens, that the xenomorphs aren't scared because you can just shoot them and they're fine, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it took 450 rounds to kill off like 12 xenomorphs.
But still,
and then the blood still poses a threat.
That was a kind of cool scene.
That was a kind of cool. I almost got motion sickness from that.
They had to fly through a maze of zero gravity acid blood.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It was pretty.
It was a cool set piece, but that's also like, it's surface level cool. That's it.
Exactly, and then him having that pulse rifle that last literally like there were 5% of the shots left. Yeah, he killed first off the face hugger and then the last xenomorph.
And he stands and says, "Get away from her." And I was like,
pause.
Is he gonna say it? I literally in my head said, "You bitch," and then he goes, "You bitch." I was like, oh no!
Also, did not fit the character.
No, doesn't. It would have
worked if they flipped it. If Rain did it, that would have worked.
Yeah.
And a synthetic would not say those words.
No, it would have been...
Not even him, who's, I assume, a little bit more sensitive somehow, which doesn't make sense. They're not supposed to be sensitive. They're fucking robots.
Yeah. But he's malfunctioning.
Even if
That's why he's acting
malfunctioning,
like
he can't have emotions.
I know.
That way, it's impossible. He's not programmed for that.
Yeah. They literally make a thing out of that in Alien Covenant, because David in Prometheus, he's too human. That's why he goes crazy. Mm-hmm. So Roland or George or whatever he's called in Alien Covenant doesn't have like the emotion thing that the older David models had.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't act that way. But here we have a robot. He's super sensitive.
And this is supposed to be after the first movie where there's no emotions anymore, because they've obviously removed that.
They're just workers. Yeah, exactly. But, he's malfunctioning, so he has feelings, and we care for the robot. Fuck you.
Yes.
That also, but that's on me. You can't make me care for a robot. We've talked about it. I was just like, yeah, he's going to malfunction. He's going to fuck them over, which he did a little bit when he became more Weyland-Yutani-ish,
Yeah, because they added the chip.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you see? It's not human. Him. As soon as you just flick the little ones and zeros, and all of a sudden he's a fucking monster now. You see, you can't trust a fucking robot. Anyway. I
did like the one visual, like I mentioned earlier, where Rain is standing by the elevator thingy with the pulse rifle and her sleeves cut off, and she's standing there and she looks just like Ripley.
Yeah, and everyone was...
When she goes back for Andy.
Everyone's wearing coveralls and sneakers, just like Ripley. Mm-hmm. And
they even did like a fucking zoom in on her Reeboks.
Yes, I know. That's because they're selling those shoes now. You can buy those shoes.
Shit.
Like pre-scuffed, so they look like in the movie, which is so dumb.
Oh, fuck.
I know. And they're super expensive. No, not super expensive, but they're pretty expensive.
But they're like special edition kind of thing.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And I mean, even in the end, like, they get off the ship just before it explodes. And she puts the pregnant lady in the cryo chamber, but then of course there's an alien left because there's a malfunction. She pulls it out, and that's when the alien gets born, and she's in her underwear by that point, just like Ripley is, and you're just like,
I mean, she does have shorts at least.
Yeah, I know, but it's the same thing. It's the
same visual
tank top and underpants, hot pants. Whatever you call them. Yeah, whatever. Underwear. So the end, she runs around in her underwear trying to find the last alien. Yeah. And then to survive the very end, she gets into the spacesuit, which is literally It's not the same kind of spacesuit as Ripley in the end.
But it's very similar.
It is one of the kind of spacesuits they walk around on the planet in the beginning of Alien. Yeah. And she doesn't open, the airlock to shoot out into space. Instead, she uses the acid blood to burn a hole through the hull to suck it out into space. And it's like, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, yeah, but isn't that what you want? Sure. But once again,
to a certain degree.
Yeah, but like I said before, we already had that movie.
Yeah.
It's Alien. And that's also, to once again mention this, because it's such a good thing, or a good, point to make out, that Mike from Red Arena, Mike's the Closet, does in their Alien audio commentary back in the good old days when they made audio commentaries. It's been years now since they did the last one, unfortunately. But he mentions early in that commentary, he says, because at that point there's only the Alien 1, 2, 3, 4 and the AVP movies, Alien vs. Predator movies. This is just before Prometheus. Every Alien movie is the same. It's, people on a ship, they discover something weird, it attaches to their face,
turns out to be,
an alien comes out, starts chasing them, killing them one by one. They try to kill it while the company tries to keep it. And then in the end, you have a lady, not always half naked, but usually, who shoots it out of an airlock.
Yeah.
That happens in every movie. The only one that kind of goes away from that is the third one, once again, where they don't shoot.
Because they're not on a ship, really.
They don't shoot it out of an airlock, they throw it into the fire instead. But it's the exact same formula. They just change it up to where the writer and director have their own twist on it. Like I said, the first one is body horror. The second one is motherhood. The third one is, the loss of hope / motherhood. And the fourth one is whatever the fourth one is.
I don't remember.
The fourth one is, I don't know what the fourth one is. The fourth one is a weird French movie.
That's the one with Winona Ryder, right?
Yes. And Ripley is part alien in that one. Because they cloned her to recreate the queen from the third movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's a little bit of motherhood in that one as well. Like now she's literally part of the alien race.
Yeah, because they're hoping to breed the ultimate weapon, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. There's even if the movies aren't always good, like we said, Alien Resurrection, and I don't like aliens, but at least they have their own spin on it.
Yes.
This one didn't even have that. There was no,
No.
They didn't have its own little theme of something. It was just, we gotta run from the monster.
Yeah.
And that's literally...
It was a little bit too simple in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally the most boring part about Alien, I think. That's why you have these bursts of horror.
Especially since they didn't actually make the alien that scary in this one.
Yeah, because
overexposure, like we've mentioned in other horror films in general, but we talked about it specifically in the Alien episode, overexposure to the monster makes it less scary. It's the fear of the dark, it's the fear of the unknown that makes a horror film actually scary.
Thank you. We don't understand what is chasing us. We're scared. Yes. That's the most fundamental primal fear that we have. We're scared of what's out there. I mean, that's been with us.
That's why people are afraid of water. That's why people are afraid of going up high, because we don't know what's below us.
Yeah, and I mean that is literally a like survival instinct. We were scared of what was outside the cave when we were still, before we were Neanderthals, when we were fucking Cro-Magnon or Australopithecus or whatever we were called, 30, 50, 100,000 years ago. Because outside the cave were full of animals that would kill and eat us instantly. Saber-toothed tigers, fucking mammoths that could just step on us. The only time we ventured out there was because we had to. We had to get food.
Necessity, yeah.
So we're scared of things we don't understand, and that's also what made the first one so scary. There's this ancient evil fucking thing that
and it's giant, but it still manages to hide in the pipes and shit.
Yeah, and what makes it even scary is that it's so alien. It's this biological, obvious it's a biological thing. It's an alien. It's a human. It's a life, not human. It's a life form.
Yeah.
but the way it looks and the way it works is so mechanical. It's so soulless, so lifeless. There's nothing. I mean, it doesn't even have eyes.
As far as we can tell, no.
Exactly, as far as we can tell. That's what makes it scary. Here, it's just, it's the goopy monster.
Yeah.
It's just the monster.
It's the phallic monster.
Yeah, it's the thing you know. It's like, no, I don't want to know it.
No, they should have kept it in the dark.
Yeah.
They should have had the one stock, because that one scene with Kay just after the ship crashes into the station, that's the closest we get.
Yeah.
But it's for literally 5 seconds,
Yeah.
and then we see the monster.
Yeah. And then you go like...
That one thing when she's under the walkway and it steps on it.
Yeah. That's when it almost turned into like...
Perfect.
Tension. It was a little bit creepy, scary. Yeah.
But then walked away and we see it drag the bodies through an open door somewhere.
Yeah, like you said, literally.
And then all of a sudden it's behind her and we see it and it stabs her.
10 seconds. Yeah. And then you say...
You were so close.
Yeah.
You were there.
But then you come back to the thing, well, we already know what the alien is because we've seen all the other movies. And we need to... And so instead we'll just get to all the things that people want to see, you know. Oh, we get to see the face hugger. We get to see when the chest burst thing. We get to see all these things. And it's because that's what you want, right? Yes, of course that's what people want. But once again,
you can still make it.
We already had that. It just shows how incredibly not uncreative filmmakers are, but how very, very limited the idea of the alien movie is. Because it's literally just one thing. It's the monster that stalks you in the vents. It impregnates you through alien rape, and then it bursts out of your chests.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which, honestly, the chest burst was kind of meek in this one.
I kind of liked it. It kind of like crawled out slowly.
Yeah, but I still wanted. It was like a tiny little hole on the side.
Yeah, I
It
know.
looked kind of weird. I wanted the big one in the middle.
Like in the original. Yeah, we didn't really.
Yeah,
get
I mean,
that.
we didn't have to see it, but at least have the hole be in the middle. Have it be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
It looked kind of strange.
Once again, they kind of
like, is this some sort of? Well, it is. It is some sort of mutated version, obviously.
Yeah.
They're man-made.
For
I
all
guess.
intents and purposes, though, it is just a regular xenomorph. It's just that they say it's different, but it acts normal. So
because we understand that it's been created in this lab.
yeah,
but
exactly.
And honest, bringing it back to the whole, you could have done it better. Even though we know that the alien is the alien, the people in the movie are not supposed to know that. So you could still have that kind of, like, us having to tell the audience, having to talk to the characters, going like, oh my god, it's behind you, it's behind you. Know, that kind of tension.
But that's also, yes, that
could have worked.
That could have worked, but then it would just be, but then you're just remaking Alien. So that's what I mean. It's so limited.
Yes, they shouldn't even have made this movie.
Thank you.
So going back to what you said in the beginning, they should have made Dead Space instead.
Yeah. Because that is obviously very inspired by Alien. I mean,
sure, obviously.
All alien body horror
movies
are gonna feel very reminiscent to Alien because it's so fundamental.
We've come to a point, I mean, we did that like 10, 15, 20 years ago, where media is repetitive.
Yes.
There's no escape.
That. But you
create what you know, and unfortunately, it's going to be copying. I actually have like a video idea about that, but I'm not going to mention it here because I have nothing to do with movies.
Okay. No,
I might discuss it with you later.
Sure, yeah. No, but that's what I mean. Like the only times they try to do something else was when they changed the themes to more religious themes in Prometheus.
Yeah, in the other movies.
And a little bit in Covenant. And those ideas were good, but it didn't work. Those movies didn't work.
No.
The ideas were good. The execution was still bad.
Yeah. To kind of round this off now.
This my final thing is that you can't make a good Alien movie because you already made the perfect Alien movie, the first one.
Which is what I was going to go to. To bring back exactly what we said in our previous Alien episode. The only good movie in the Alien franchise is the original, because everything after that is just a copy.
Yeah.
And it's progressively worse.
Yes, it's
and there was no point
exactly
to making another Alien movie.
You
should have stuck with the original and ended it right there.
Yeah. And I'll even say that since I love the third one because I think it explores different themes and ties into the fucking horrific fate of Ripley. Even that one though, if I could, if
I didn't need it.
No, we didn't need it. And if I could wish it out of existence, I would. Yeah. I would, even though I like it.
The lack of the other movies would make the first movie even better somehow.
Yes, because it would be this singular thing that,
singular, amazing, almost perfect movie.
Yeah, that we had for now almost 50 years. Like, and you could go back to it, and people, because you're like, people forget about it.
It holds up.
It holds up. That's why it's up there. It's among the classics.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the
Yeah, it's
top 10 you have to watch, and you don't have to watch anything else.
I always mention that, especially if you talk horror cinema. Like the two that I think everyone agrees about is The Exorcist and Alien.
Yeah,
it's undeniable that it is.
If you watch those, you don't need to watch anything else. Really.
It's a part of cinematic history.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where we leave it.
Yeah, like I said, on a surface level, pretty okay.
Yeah.
But just like every other Alien sequel, it's just copy-paste garbage. Unnecessary. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Feels like there's more I wanted to say, but I don't even know.
But we're just repeating ourselves by now, so... Yeah. And it's getting late, and we've done over an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
If we always end up discussing more stuff on the Patreon, so if you want to find out more... If we end up talking more about it, it's going to be on the Patreon.
Exactly.
So check that out.
Patreon.com/don'tmakescene.
Links are everywhere.
Yes. It's going to be hard to do clips from this because I've just been speeding. Just like the movie, I was just off to the races immediately.
Yes. That's not for now. So Thank you so much for listening, for watching. Yeah. Likes and comments are very much appreciated.
Absolutely.
No matter where you're listening to this or experiencing this, I suppose.
That's how we grow the channel. That's how we grow our presence online. Leave a like, comment, tell us we're completely wrong and this is the greatest movie ever.
Call us idiots.
Yes, please.
Whatever.
There's a lot of people doing that after our Deadpool and Wolverine review. So please go ahead. Or if you agree with us, you can leave a comment about that too.
Nice comments are also appreciated, obviously.
Yeah. But that's it for this week. Next week, Bike Riders?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah.
Most likely.
We'll be back for that. But until then, have a good one. Bye. The Spoiler Cast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is produced and directed by Tobias Vedén and hosted by Tobias and Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a huge shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/don'tmakescene. Mom, Dad, Christopher Belén, Dan Little Gaiso, Mac and Mom, Laura Kinney, CK85.